What's up, baby dolls? Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Bitcoin friends, I have a Snorlax hat to represent Bitcoin. It's still going sideways, rinsing around the zone. As long as they're not going to zero, that's all that really counts. Look at this weekly candle close. It's going to close very shortly. By the time you watch this video, it has closed. Finishing green. It's very nice to see. It actually, friends, this is crazy. Yeah? It literally has touched to the tick the 21 EMA on the weekly, which was right here, 56,500 American dollars. That was it. Right now, we're sitting at like 64K. It's nice to see that bounce. But if we just go back in history, once again, friends, I know no one cares about Bitcoin anymore. No one cares. Your narrative's done. Like, obviously, we love Bitcoin. Please don't go to zero Bitcoin. But you're not changing your life. That's it. I mean, friends, like from here, the 200K mark is a 3x. Okay, 3x. So everyone holding Bitcoin now, what are you holding it for? Because I know most people holding Bitcoin. You're holding for, okay, you want the US Fed and everyone to put it on the balance sheet? Yes, so do I. But I know you're going to get FOMO once you see high-flying dog shit coins start sending up here and there. That'd be funny to see, all right? Don't forget, friends, I've got to remind you, every time Bitcoin did this 20% drop, there was a narrative reset. It was altcoins reset their prevailing narrative. Now, we were going to get this one on the Bitcoin ETF, but it was just one of those times. No, it was actually buy the news. It was sell the news, and they just ripped up higher. This, friends, this extreme part was what you see happening in Soylana, Coinbase. You had Bitcoin DeFi, Resurge, all this stuff. That's pretty much what it was. You had AI, some new AI stuff come up. That's what basically happened. Now, everyone's saying this thing's going to go forever. We have now had the reset. You won't know what's happening until the next move up. In this next move up, friends, you'll see probably older narratives that we just saw older narratives. So old stuff like, Soylana was 2 months ago. It's already old now, pretty much. Oh, what would happen to your narrative? Okay, they're just doing the low high roller coaster ride. You might see a lot of the stuff there. They can't get it up, if you know what I mean. They can't break their high and basically expand forever. They'll either break the high, come back, touch the high, or do a lower high. They won't be able to go up. That's what you find, because you're just basically mimicking what happened every single time before. I was just here paying attention. Because, friends, of course, I want to sit here. This is what, obviously, I don't blame you for thinking this, but you probably see me. You probably see me go, why the hell does this play some angel music for these people as well? They're confused. Friends, I am here to win. Okay, I don't care about a particular story or a particular narrative or a coin. I'm happy to pivot. I'm happy to buy low and anything. I don't care, all right? And I'm telling you now, I was sitting here every day. Well, you think, friends, I'm watching these stories play out, and every time I get to hear about this stuff, yes, I want to participate, but I know the prices are disgustingly high. I'm like, man, on average, the coins that get sent my way, if they are not done already, they've got like a 2 or a 3x left. I want to ask you, man, how much would you throw if you just knew it's either going to zero or it's a 2 to 3x? By the way, go to zero is just it's a euphemism, but it could drop 50% and then go sideways, and you've trapped your capital in there for like 3 to 6 months. Okay, so that can happen. Pretty much zero. You can't touch it, all right? Now, what would you do if you're like, this thing can only give me 2 to 3x and it's going down? Friends, that's literally a leverage trade. You know what I mean? Like, you're risking 1 to make 2. Like, if you're going to keep taking this stuff on a spot account, so how much would you personally put up? Like, yeah, maybe some of you out there, maybe you've got a 100K clip. Some people out there, they like throwing in the 100K, they're like, sweet, it's out for a 2x amount. I don't play that game. I like to buy low. I like to go for things where I can see a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x and stuff where I'm confident if there's a black swan, if there's poopy times and there's shaky times and there's like a rinsing that happens from Bitcoin, I'm not scared. All right, I know this thing's still got the community and everything to back it. If you're just playing these stuff because of technical things currently moving, you basically get wrecked. You end up buying the top of racist coins up here. So even though Bitcoin, friends, up here has only dropped, it is only down here. What you're going to see, friends, right? Bitcoin's only down 14% from its high. But what you're going to see is a lot of the racist coins, the people who are participating in a lot of altcoins and stuff up there, they ain't coming back. Let me share an example right now. This is one of the Coinbase coins, right? Did a 3,200x ROI. 3,200x, friends. Isn't that insane? Look at it. Look at this going. See? If it matched how low Bitcoin is from the top, it would be up here. You see that? Wow, look how much difference it is. You should have 4.7 times your money, but you don't. There you go, friends. That's altcoins. Altcoins are leverage, slingshot leverage, okay? They also, when your slingshot fails, you look like a poopy face, don't you? Doesn't work out. So that's the most important thing to look at. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on Gummy, friends. Gummy's kind of funny. This looks like exactly, friends, like the Landwolf chart. Shout out to Landwolf615. It's forming this floor, but personally, I'm looking at 100 million market cap, and I'm like thinking, 100 million market cap. I think, friend, I can see crypto banter. I can see this going to 500 million to a billion one day. Thing is, I don't take them just yet. I want to see more time, and it's on Soylana. That's the thing, man. Yeah, like I don't know, people understand. You do understand, friends. Your risk. You just had 5 months, man. It's never ever come back to your chain ever again. You know what I mean? Like you can go up. Remember, things are undervalued. People do participate, friends. Don't get me wrong. It's just that if you're playing just for that chain, well, you really have to believe in this. Luckily for us, like I'm be honest, before I buy any other trash coin on Soylana, I'd rather buy Gummy. But to me, if you can change the market cap chart up here, you get to see where they are. Where would value be? Just personally, friends, I don't even care if it goes up here and fakes everyone out. I don't care. Yes, forming a floor. I would love to see this succeed. Just personally, me, I would love somewhere close around the 50 million mark. That's just me. Because at least I know, hey, if you get to 500 million one day, that's a nice 10 banger. That's just me, how I invest and when I participate in this. Otherwise, because you can find other opportunity, friends. Like if you just think about this, okay, if your target, if you're going to get 500 million from here, if it's going to go up there, right, you're going to get like a 4x. Like, come on, man. Like how much are you throwing in for a 4x from here? But it's good to watch at the end of the day. Now, I'm going to show you the Landwolf chart, friends. It is still doing that same chart. It's very similar to what we saw in Gummy, isn't it? Still in this chart. It's actually nice and friendly. Changed to a market cap. And pretty much you've got to aim big now, friends. That's it. We're just aiming big. How much would you get at 1 billion? You get like an 85x if we get there. I don't know if we get there. I'll just tell you right now, personally. Okay, let's say you don't get a billion. Let's say we only hit 600 million and it fails there. Well, from today to a 600 million, you can actually you measure it out right here, friends. I'll show you. Just get the ruler out. From here to 600 million, you get like a 49x. That's pretty good. That's really pretty good. If it happens, I like that. I like taking bets like that. I don't like sitting and stuff. Oh, well, if it works out and there's a mania and the rest of the crypto industry is pumping, you've got a 3-banger. That's why you really got to be early, friends. You really got to be early. By the way, people do take those trades all the time. As you know, all retailers, all normies, everyone. I haven't even seen any studies on this, but I already know the studies. I'll tell you the results of the answers. People will take something as long as there's a 2x in it. A quick double, if they can get their money back and more, because they like that amount they have, they put it in and they get it again. They like duplicating. That's it. That's no coincidence, right? There were a lot of buyers for Bitcoin at 50 to 60K, right? In Bitcoin in 2021, because they're like dreaming of the 100. Like, hey, it's going to 100K. About a double, we're in. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. So that's why, even if we never hit a billion, I still see one day people could buy this at 500 million, right? Because they're looking at probably Pepe's at 50 billion. You know what I mean? They are, with 50 billion, we can get to 1 billion. This is a quick double on my money. But unfortunately, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, you shouldn't be doing that. Now, the thing is, friends, a big trap would form. Can you imagine we got to 500 million? I'm warning people not to do it. All right, 500 million one day. This is obviously the peak bull market. And then it actually hits like 1.5 billion. Can you imagine what would happen there? Then you have the biggest trap form of all time. Because everyone will come and point to me and go, well, look at you. People missed out on a 2 to 3x because you're so bearish. And look, we went up here. Clearly, you're not bullish enough. And then that's how the big traps forms, friend. That's why, like, we might have Bitcoin trap everyone. The retailers will sell around the 100K because they just think 100K round number. And then we might find Bitcoin pokes later on to 210, 220. And then they will believe in the $1 million narrative or something up there, right? And they're like, they get back in. That's the trap. You see? So you can never let yourself fall into the trap, but you know they always happen. You can never ever expect it to get these exact moves, okay? You always got to have a proper mindset when it comes to this. Check out DickWifButt. This is insane, friends. It's up to 8.2 million market cap. I'll change it to the market cap chart. And this thing is absolutely doing lovely things. It's beautiful to see this cup. Once again, this rounded butt, if you will. Now, also, friends, I'm going to change it to the pulse ratio. So this is showing you how it's adding value. Just look at me. Look at this strength. Everybody is holding the line. Everyone. Wow, that is crazy. I have the dickening ratio up here, up to 1.0. It's pretty nice. I think it's a nice target. That's really nice. It's only 8.2 million market, man. That's nice. So a lot of people, I don't know, they get offended. They hear the word. I know, friends, the word dick. I wish it was called rainbows and fairies, but guess what? Rainbows and fairies doesn't do anything for you, does it? Okay? It's cute. There's so many memes. It is what it is. All right? There's many other targets and stuff to hit, but like, think, friends, I'll just show you right now. If other coins are aiming for 1 billion, why can't you just aim for 1 billion in every single coin? You don't know what you're going to be. Someone's going to hit a unicorn out of us. There's someone in my Telegram, right? It's like 5,000 of us. Someone's going to be there. Why can't it be this coin? Okay, not even, friends. That's why I always plan. I'm like, you know what? Let's say you don't hit 1 billion. Let's say you fail and you hit 500 million. That's still a 60x from today, man. Like I'm just saying, like I've just shown you many of the total crypto industry, friends. They're only going to get a 7 on average. 7. And that is mapping, by the way, a 7x for large cap coins is $1 billion or above. That's the average. This is a world where Bitcoin is 200K and Ethereum is 10 to 20K. Okay, they're only getting 7 because you just map out. Okay, I've already shown you, friends. I made videos on this just, because I've always got new people watching here. You can just find out how far the crypto industry has to grow. And I didn't even do a diminishing gain. That's the funny part, friends. I did not do a diminishing gain. This part up here is the 20 trillion. But there you go. You have the bullish case. You have the bearish case. You have the bullish case. So I'm going off the bullish case. And that I've got to repeat to you again. This is not diminishing. This is doing the same return as we did from the previous cycle, which is you broke the high by about a 3x. So if you broke this high by about a 3x, there you go. You're around, actually, friends, you get about 3 trillion here. So yeah, they're not actually going to get that, friends. I'll be honest. It's going to be about a 5x. I'm just being completely honest. It's around the middle. So I'll draw this again just so everyone knows. There you go. So 5x. So yeah, that's why that's why it's dangerous, right? If you just buy every coin in the top 100, okay, and I'll just show you all of them. If you buy every coin in the top 100, you're going to get the index, and that's about a 5-banger from here, okay? This is all these coins. So there are things here you're thinking, do you want to own VeChain? Do you want to own Maker? You know what I mean? Like Casper's run up 700x. I don't know, maybe it could be a unicorn. Do you want to own Poopy? You don't want to, right? You see all these, friends. This is what it comes down to. Jupiter did a giant airdrop. Do you want to own that, for example, now? I don't know. You see BitTorrent, Justin Sun's been dumping it. You see, there's a lot of junk out here. StarkWare, absolutely. This is a trap, friends. Look at this. This is an absolute trap. 988 million. But if you go through, look how much coins they have. 13.6 billion fully diluted. They're unlocking themselves over time just to dump. They're all cashing out. You're not getting anything out of that. You're lucky to get anything, okay? So I've just helped you to map out these returns. That's why, friends, if you can find, you got to be early to stuff. That's it. You got to find the stuff that hasn't grown. But that's what we know, friends. We know smaller communities. We are the people, man. We are the power. Meme coins are crypto for the people, all right? These high-tech stuff, they don't need to be that valuation, man. They don't need to at this point in time. Like StarkWare, okay. You know what's funny? I was talking to a friend the other day. I said, look, I got no problem with StarkWare. Their price is too high. And they've set their price too high. They know they're too high and they've done it anyway. They don't care. They don't want you to win. They don't care about you winning. They're happy to open up here. They're happy to sell at a 50% drop from here. They don't give a shit. Friends, they've literally minted 13.5 billion valuation out of nothing. Of course, they're happy to sell for a 50% drop. There are people in there who had no money 4 or 5 years ago. Now their portfolio, because of their tokens, they have a theoretical value of 50 million. Of 10 million, 5 million. They don't care. They had nothing before. They've minted it out of nowhere. That's why there's all these coins doing this in crypto. That's why it's very hard. So what type of bids do you need coming in to just soak up these people exiting for their lifestyle cash out? You see what I mean? These people start at 5 million. Each person, the smallest person is 5 million. You understand? When you start in a meme coin, for example, DickWifButt, friends, is less than 10 million market cap. So if someone has 1% of the supply, right now they only have around $80,000 of DickWifButt. $80,000. You're like, you know what I mean? Like, just showing you the examples of that. Whereas everyone in StarkWare has like 5 million minimum. The tiniest guy. Friends, if you have 1%, like if let's say there's like, obviously the devs and the founders, let's say there's 4 founders or whatever, and they have 1% of the supply of StarkWare. Oh my gosh, they have $135 million between like 5 people. Isn't that crazy? Like you just divide that by like, let's say 5 people, $27 million each. They had no money 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You see what I mean? Like that's why on average, these people are going to keep dumping. And it's going to be heavier and heavier to go up. But you know this. You know things slow down as they get bigger. You know this. Just intuitively, we now get to see it. So the overall theme of today, friends, the crypto market is still sleepy, waiting for a sell in May and walk away story to complete itself or give us friendship in May. So everybody, it's what we're waiting like, what's the next move? What's the next move? But I'm just going to show you right now the cycles, friends. We are actually right on track. Right on track. We're right on track. Now, if we mapped out the cycles, friends, obviously don't get too hung up on these. If we get the hyperbull scenario, we're at $4 million Bitcoin, not happening. If we had the middle scenario, about $1 million, not happening. And then this is what last cycle would put us, 200K. So if you do that, friends, that is about like a 3x above, 2 to 3x above the previous height. So look, I'll be honest, this is super bullish. Okay, this blue line. If we got somewhere, if we were able to finish like here, this is super bullish because it means you did not diminish. Okay, you didn't diminish. That's what it would mean. Okay, that's what we're aiming for. We can't do anything. It's just like, all right, well, in the bullish case, Bitcoin, you got 3x. But no one's even like considering, like, what if my dark prophecy is true, but it's the start of a super cycle? What if it's true? Dark prophecy. What if Bitcoin taps between 80 and 100 this year, and everyone thinks next year is great? We get an inverted yield curve crash thing for the US, and then there's a temporary 6 to 9 month pause that happens. What if that happens over time? You know what I mean? And then we're like, oh crap, we thought 2025 was going to be great, but the first 8 months of it are trash, and then we recover at the end of the year, but we don't feel that good, right? Because you're like, oh, we've been crashing all year, it's going to disbelief rally. You see what I mean? That's still possible. And then we continue 2026 and 2027. It's just that any of these scenarios can happen, but I'm not taking any chances of this. That's why we're always looking for the high value growth altcoins. I have to throw this in as well. Look at this, friends. Funny enough, Friendtech, the most hated crypto coin of recent, bounced back to almost $3. Now, friends, this made me laugh so much. I'm going to cover this every day just out of spite, friends. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So it hit almost $3. It hit $3 at $2.60 at the time of this print. This is freaking, I can't tell you how hilarious this is, friends. This is nuts, okay? Every single crypto trader, master out there dumped this thing at the lows. They just dumped it. They had targets 100x higher. They're dumping at minus 98% below the target. They're just running away. They're like, wait a minute, you have $300,000 weeks, bro. Why are you dumping for 100K airdrop where something's down 98%? Why are you doing that? I don't know. Something that doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense, friends. But I want to tell you this, okay? On Friendtech, there is a high yield pool. All right, there's a high yield pool, and it's actually not. When everyone uses Friendtech, they pay the tax. Now that tax of the fees, going in and out of people's chat rooms and keys and stuff, you pay in the friend token now. So that becomes the yield if you provide liquidity in the pool. It's actually like real yield. There's no inflation of the coin. I think I haven't checked all the tokenomics, but all right, maybe there is some. Who knows? When it comes to these rewards, if you were to join the pool, we know how all these games end. But just think about this: it's friend with Ethereum. Okay, now, friend, sweet. Might hit $5, $10. That'd be great. Okay, I'm still holding mine. Friend hits Ethereum. Okay, but it's friend with Ethereum. So you might think, wow, that might... By the way, it's earning huge yield now. It's like 500% APR, but it's dropping. It used to be like 5,000% on the first day. But here's the thing, friends. People provide liquidity. They're lucky it came back. They were providing liquidity at $5 and $10. So they provided liquidity and everyone just dumped into them. Okay, so just think about this, though. To provide liquidity, let's say some of you guys have like $2,000 of friend, and you're like, well, should I put in $2,000 of Ethereum to go match it? You can, and you can earn that yield. You can do that. Absolutely no problem with that. The thing though with me is, I want to spend that ETH. That's just me. I want to spend that ETH. I'm more comfortable because I know in the next 6 to 12 months, whatever I'm in will probably be higher than from today, a 100%. Versus Ethereum on average. So in a nutshell, friends, let's look at the obvious example. PulseChain is down minus 91% against ETH. And I'll show you the chart right here, okay? So you see this is the invisible chart. This is the PulseChain launch high. It is wrecked down 91%. You see that? So if you had Ethereum, so let's actually make a proper number, right? Ethereum is like 3,200-ish, okay? Let's say you had 3,200 a friend, and you have one Ethereum in your wallet. And you're like, I have an Ethereum here. I want to spend it. Where do I deploy it? Because you're allocating capital, friends. This is Warren Buffett mindset. You're allocating capital. But you're wondering, okay, you could, it's a lower risk, maybe, but everybody's dumped. Just to let you know, Friendtech, they've all dumped already. Everybody dumped. They all just dumped aggressive. That's why there's no one left now, okay? Just strong hands. Now, you could put it in that pool. You could say, well, I've got one ETH. I could join it with my friend pool, and I'll earn yield on it. Nice. Or another thing you could do is you go, well, I could deploy this Ethereum down here. And guess what, friends? Like if this just returned back to the Feb price, you see this? This is Feb of this year. If you just believe one day it goes back to this shitty little range, your 1 ETH is now 2.8 ETH. Okay, so now you would have 2.8 ETH. Isn't that insane? Think about the yield on that. That's huge. So all this chart would have to do, if this, you ever see this chart back here, you now have 2.8 ETH. Now I want you to think about this. If it got back to the launch high, okay, you don't have 2.8 ETH anymore, friends. You have 11 ETH. Right? Think about that from 1. You started from 1. All right. Now, obviously, caveats here. Firstly, not financial advice. You can do this with meme coins. You can do this there. I'm just showing you the chart because you have it here. Okay. If you're in PulseChain, though, remember, it can keep going down. That's another thing. So, like, you know, you might say, okay, yeah, that's a nice scenario. What if this thing freaking drops another 90%? Now you only have 0.1 Ethereum. Yes, see, that's a risk, of course. And another thing, this is, friends, the way to make the most money is to do stuff like this, okay? But why do most people don't do it? It's because they're scared. It's because they usually take the very, very lowered upside reward side. They take that because it's guaranteed money every day. People like seeing number go up because they like seeing, oh my gosh, my 3,200, tomorrow it's like 3,270. And the day after, 3,310. They like seeing that number go up. They like seeing it go up. And that's what we love doing, right? But if you were to map it out, okay, what I'm going to do is just show you. If you were to map up the rewards, this is your P&L, okay, if you're doing the like yield farming, this is it. But this is your swings if like you're doing, let's say you buy the altcoins, you do this, and it comes up here and then it's come back down like that. And then eventually snap. And this is where you finish off. You finish off huge distance. So I know eventually, right, at the start, right, the nice staircase looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. But I know at the end, this thing is the huge winner. And this difference is huge, by the way. By the way, friends, you might finish off with 11 ETH up here. 11 ETH. So actually, let's do the total profit. You would earn a yield of 10 ETH up here. But this one, you might earn a yield of like just 1 ETH. All right, you've turned 1 into 2 ETH because you've made, basically, you've doubled your Ethereum over the period of time. But obviously, this is clearly higher risk. However, in crypto, the best part is, as you've seen, you do definitely get the reward, but you got to be buying low. That's the most important part. Now, last thing, friends, I'm going to show you this. This is about LayerZERO. So LayerZERO is a very popular chain. Look, they're doing, I don't know, L2, ZKT. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, it's basically like StarkWare and Igon Layer. Just one of those big projects funded by all the VC scum grifter insiders. Did you get into the ICO, friends? Well, did I get in? No. Did they allow us in? Nope. Okay, all the influencers win. Sweet. Okay, now I know not to touch it. Get out of here. I'd literally rather go all in on DickWifButt than touch any of this trash, by the way. So don't do that, but you get the point, okay? People revolting against the system. It's not just me speaking, the market's speaking. Everyone, you even know this yourself. So to get all the users, they promise everybody an airdrop. And everybody sits there with all the airdrops and all these calculators and formulas, right? We always saw this. When Arbitrum happened, friends, I knew this. It's because Arbitrum's airdrop was so big and nice to everybody, it started a trend of everyone now doing it. They're like, oh, wow, we can all like get the users. And then what they want to do, friends, is they want to hook up higher and higher funding rate deals. They want to get paid now. They want to get all the money now. So what they do is they got to get more users. So they promise you a big airdrop. Everybody just starts spamming the network. And then they do some like generous filtering out and they tell the exchanges, hey, you know, we've got 300,000 people using the network. Yeah, maybe only 200,000 are airdrop farmers, but we have 100,000 real people there, right? Which is a load of shit. It's more like 99% are fake and like 1% are really using it. You know, like StarkWare, friends, I'm not joking. Well, one day had 2 people basically use the chain. It was funny. It was like no one's using it, friend. No one cares about this stuff, okay? So unless maybe more applications come out, but I'm not paying these valuations. I'm not paying 13 billion for you on day one. Get out of here, right? Now, LayerZERO doing the same thing. However, once again, friends, your friend saw me here. I'm not joking. Go back, watch my airdrop videos from a year ago. I told you this would happen. I literally told you this would happen. I said they're just like insurance companies. Once they have everybody in, they have you by the balls, if you have any left and you're doing this, and they will then control how much of the airdrop they give you. They will change the rules. They will dilute your rewards. Something will screw up along the way. Something will screw up. And look what happens today, friends. I'm watching you now. Today, friends, there is a snitcher's airdrop fee, okay? So if you snitch on someone who is scam farming airdrops, you receive 10% of their allocation, all right? So now I'm here to tell you, all the mastermind grifter influencers selling services, doing all these, okay, now they're sweating in their boots. You know why? Because they basically, friends, you know, I'm not joking. There are people, like it's not even like they've even told people, they've spent upwards of $30,000 to $100,000, right, paying devs just for themselves, just to farm airdrops for every single chain, just to do that, okay? They've paid that. Now, this is the funny part. So there's now a snitcher's fee. LayerZERO have thrown this literally wildcard joker scenario out. They said, hey, guess what? If you report someone, an address that is farming these, like a scammer, because friends, they are scamming. I know this, shout out to Dark BTC. I know, bro, because a lot of people don't like my take because I'm basically saying people who are farming these are scammers. Yeah, man, you are. You know why? Because there are innocent people who are using the chain. They are going to get $2,000 in a world where you don't exist. But because pieces of shit like you do exist and you're here to exploit the system, they're only going to get $200 because you and your freaking 30,000 Indian dev farmers, you guys are trying to scam 500 grand each person or $1 million to retire off yourself. Okay, so you are taking money from people who actually need it. Okay, you're just exploiting the system. And guess what? The scum VCs are exploiting you. You're trying to exploit them. No one wins. That's pretty much what I was telling you a year ago. Okay, so I could see, oh, you're both scum, friends. Don't hang around people who are scum. They'll literally the scum will just come onto you. They're drinking soy milk. Don't even go to their houses. There's too much soy milk in the fridge. There's nothing there to eat, okay? Soy biscuits and soy milk. Now, what ends up happening is the snitcher's fee comes in, and this is like one of these dilemma problems where you're like, wait a minute. You're paying this dev guy 10 grand, okay? You're paying him 10 grand to do the job or whatever. He can snitch on you. You're trying to get $1 million if they didn't do any filtering. Well, guess what? This now dev can snitch on them, right? And because they are cheating, he can now get 100 grand for himself, and the airdrop guy's going to get nothing. All right, so there you go. Everyone gets screwed. But what's also interesting, if you snitch on yourself, you can do that too. Okay, so people are like, oh, crap, man. So they're basically forcing everyone's hand. So there are people out here, friends, they've invested like 50 grand. They've invested a whole year of time, so that's worth money, and 50 grand. And then looking at it, they're like, look, I'm going to get $1 million, but if they find my address, I get 0. So I better report myself, and I'll guess, you know what? I spent 50, I'll take the 100. I'll get back 100 grand, you know what I mean? So they still make money on that. But that's if they're even doing that many, okay? So we don't really know what the real size of the airdrop would be. They're assuming they'd get that much. What if they don't? So this is obviously now going to start a pattern, and trust me, they're all going to do this, friends, because you've already got the users there. You've got the users. They don't have to hand it out part. They don't have to, okay? So as I told you, friends, airdroppers. Airdrops were hailed as free money by GCR. Yeah, that's right. That's right, friends. GCR, this is when I knew. I'm like, oh, they got you too, did they? Someone asked him, what would you do if you were literally really dirt poor, you had no money? He basically said he'd spend all day farming airdrops. That's what he would do. And I was like, I know you're trying to give advice, but it's just funny. Like, really? You got to throw in the airdrop part? So, yes, every single mainstream YouTuber, that's what they all say. They go, if you have no money, you go for the airdrops, friends. It's a way. What do you mean you have no money, bro? Go work. Friends, what I tell you, friends, screw these people who are trying to make infinite money from zero, okay? Stop trying to be that one lucky dude who's the insider anyway, okay? Work, you understand? Dedicate your living expense cost into freaking crypto, okay? So it doesn't matter where you live. That's why, friends, what I made, it's freaking like it's peanut brain genius. Whether you live in Poland or Americana or New York or Canada, right? Or if you live out in the dirt island with us in Australia, you're living right now, okay? So yes, you're living right now. You're not starving to death. That's one assumption, okay? Whatever costs you to live for the year, break it up into months, okay? How much money do you need to like live, okay, per month? You might say, okay, some people only need $1,000. Some people in their country need $500. Other people need like $5,000. Okay. Use those as blocks to invest. So some people out here think they can have 1 week invested, right? They're like, oh, I need about $1,000 a week, $1,000 a week to live, pay rent, food. Okay, they put that into crypto and they're trying like, okay, how can I make $1 million? Man, the odds of you doing it, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. No chance. Okay, what you got to be doing is you go, okay, so 1, stop being a little bitch. 2, understand that if you can increase how much you've invested instead of 1 week, all right, try to get to 1 year. I mean, that's a lot, right? Try to get to 1 month, all right, 3 months, 6 months. You know, somebody who's invested 6 months of living into crypto, if they make a 20 banger on here, 20x, they'll have 10 years they don't have to work. All right, so that's the type of mindset you need. Hunting all these airdrops, friends, just to tell you, okay, I'm not going to tell you names. Why do you think these people keep talking about the airdrops? They're in the ICO allocations themselves, right? They are part of these projects themselves. Of course, they're going to tell all their poor audience members, 300,000 of them, to go do airdrops on these places. So the numbers and the metrics of the chain can go up. So the higher fully diluted valuation number can print, and these people can dump their freaking unlocks over time. They don't actually care about you. Do you understand? Everybody's working in their own self-interest. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.